What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about, we're going to kind of have a little bit of a different video today. Now, if you watch my channel at any rate, then you've heard me say things like, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, stick around. On this channel, we like to talk about money, we like to talk about investing, we like to talk about how you can succeed, whether you have a lot of money or maybe you don't have a lot of money. So today is a rather you don't have a lot of money video. All right, so I had one of my friends actually hit me up because they've been investing consistently, with their budget and what they can do on a consistent basis, but they wanted to know, could they get into trades with, as little as $50 or maybe $100. And so I told them, absolutely, yes, you can. Because see, understand this, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. It's not about how much money you have, it's about what you do with the money that you have. And that's how you can win. Now, I know, mostly when you see people talking about trades and things like that, typically it is talked about you need to come to the table with at least $500 or $1,000 or up. Well, the reality is that a lot of people just don't have access to money like that, but they want to get involved. And yes, there is a way that you can get involved and you can, succeed like that. Now, it might take you a little longer to build up so that you can start to see the large wins, but it's very possible. But hey, listen, but don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? All right, cool. So what I had decided to do like about a week and a half ago is I decided to actually take everything out of my Webull account down to $50 and decide to, trade and see what I can do with the $50 and try to, just even sharpen my own trading skills. Because typically I'm not a real big trader. I am more so of a long-term investor. Every now and then I'll get in some type of short-term trade, but not much at all. So I decided this would be pretty cool to do, to kind of run alongside with, my friend that reached out. And so what I'll do is I'll actually put some screenshots on the screen so you guys can see, where I currently am, because I know right now to tape this video that, my portfolio is around about 350 after doing that. So I've been able to take 50. And as of right now, after like about a week and a half, about 2 weeks, it's at 350. So I'm going to be giving some of those different tips and tricks and things that I've done to be able to build it from just $50, the tips and things that I'm giving to my friends. So I thought it'd be cool to make a video about that. Now, the 3 strategies you're going to be looking to use is 1, day trading, and that's when you're trading basically within that day. 2, you're going to be looking to do swing trades, right? So now swing trades or short-term trades, basically it's like you may keep it for like a week or 2, or maybe 3 days, or maybe a couple months or 3 months, 4 months, I don't know. But those trades where you may typically be waiting around a little bit for a run up, and so that's also another strategy. As well as the other strategy is options. With options, you can actually find some very low cost dollar contracts that literally options you could make hundreds and even thousands from it, from even just $50. Now, options has a little bit more information around it, so we won't be diving into any details on options in this video. We'll probably have to make a separate video for that, but it is a good option and something to use if you only have a little bit of money. You just have to find the right contract. All right, so next what you're going to need is you're going to need the right brokerage account, or what I guess people call it now, like investing app. You need the right one to be able to use in order to do this. One of the reasons is because not all investing companies, brokerages, not all of them have what you call real-time trades. And so a real-time trade is basically you see a price, you decide to trade at that price or buy at that price or sell at that price or whatever. And what happens is it will initiate that price, versus you have a lot where there's actually some time where it's not real time. And when you say I want to sell, it might be a delay of like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, or even it may be a delay of like, especially some of them that have things like trading windows where particularly they only buy and sell stocks, or those transactions happen, like far as when they initiate it, like, early in the day or late in the day before the market closes. So for me, I use Webull. Webull is the, brokerage account that I chosen to use. It works fine for me. I like their system. I like the fact that, they have a ton of information within it. So one of the things I always recommend people do is to still download the Webull app so they can use it to do research. They even have a desktop platform which allows you to do even more research. It's pretty cool, and it's free, and it works pretty good for people trading as well, because it has a lot of different analytics in there that normally a lot of people may have to pay for with getting those type of different platforms. So feel free to check out the Webull in the description below, because they're actually giving away free stock, and once you get your free stock, you can actually use that as some seed money for your account too. So hey, there you go. But one of the great things I also love about why I use Webull is because, you can do after hour trading or pre-market trading. So basically when the market's closed, you can actually trade. So I like that because you can actually see what's going on after the market's closed, or if something's going on, before the market's closed, and you still can actually make in place trades. Now, no, they're not the only one that does that. There are a lot of great platforms out there. There are some platforms that allow more professional traders use that you actually have to start that account with, like for example, like $500. But there are other ones like that you can use. Companies like Charles Schwab, like I actually have Charles Schwab. You have Fidelity, you also have E-Trade, you also have TD Ameritrade. Those are some really good ones that you can look into as well. Now, not all of them does after hour tradings. Now, whichever one you choose to use, that's totally up to you. I personally just choose to use Webull for my trading, and it works fine. Haven't had any issues. So now that you have chosen your account, your brokerage account, so now, but Joe, how do I find what stocks to trade? How do you decide which stocks to trade? Well, I'm glad you asked. So you're going to have to do some reading and do a little bit of research. So using things like forums, like different groups, like Facebook groups, if you're in any stock, Facebook groups, seeing what people are saying, other forums, as well as using other platforms like Reddit, right? Wall Street Bets. Reddit also has other things like, investing in stocks, and other forums that you can actually look and see what people are talking about as well. Then you have things like different Discord chats that people are using nowadays. And you have different forums like that you can use, as well as you can also just watch, different videos, YouTube videos. You see people putting out their picks of the day. It doesn't mean that you choose the picks that they're putting out just because they made a video, but it gives you an idea to be able to see what's going on, different companies and what people are talking about. And you can, develop a list behind that you can check out for yourself and do just a little bit of research around to see if you want to try to trade it, how you want to try to play that particular stock. Now, also, one of the other things I like to do is I like to go and look at some categories. I like to look at categories for, the most popular stocks. Now, you'll see like within whatever platform you have, they have like a most popular or most traded within the app type of stock. And you can see what a lot of people are, getting in, or what people have been choosing like through that app, which, they deem to be the most popular, as well as to look at things like top gainers, which means you get to see, what company has like had the highest gains, highest percentage gains that day, which means there might be some news or something going on with that company. And sometimes it might not be anything, but just the stock is moving and there's no news around it, but you get to see those top gainers. Then you also get to see, the top losers. Now with top losers, that I like to look at for like maybe trading options if I'm looking to, basically, trade an option for a strike price where the company may be going down. So you get to see what companies may be going down. But then also, I like to also take a look at the ones that are the most active, which means has, the highest volume of trades happening on the platform. Now, when I look at that, I typically like to take a look and then go see, the trends with the stock. And so what also I'll do is I'll take that and go back to like my first suggestions and maybe, type it in the search for different forums or on YouTube, see what people are talking about it, see if there's any buzz around these particular companies and see what's happening. Now, one of the actual things that I love to do is I actually like to invest in companies that have a trend. In particular, I like to look for companies that have a trend of moving upwards. It's kind of like a cheat code. I know some people try to search for the bottom and stuff like that. Particularly, I don't. I look for companies that are already trending upwards. So what that means is I'm kind of positioning myself within that upward momentum that's already happening with a company. The problem with trying to catch a company when it's going down is the fact that you don't know when the bottom comes. And so what happens with that is you will find yourself like trying to chase a bottom, not knowing where it is. Ultimately, you could lose more money. But when you see something that has a trend, it makes it very easy to kind of get into a trade with it. But when you see a stock that just has no trend, it's a little bit difficult to pick up on like what you should do because it's no trend virtually. And so looking for trends, like for me, looking for a trend that trends upward is something that typically works best for me and my strategy. And it kind of locks in, just a sure guarantee that I'm going to get some type of profit. So looking at trends will also help you in selecting your particular stock you're looking to trade. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to use one company as an example, which is really good for if you're starting with $50, right? This is going to be a really good example because this is a reality, this is real, and that's Sundial. So yes, Sundial is a great example because of what recently happened. So now Sundial at one point, just not too much long ago, was actually under $1. So what you're going to be looking for when you come to the table, which is $50 or $100, is you're going to be looking for low dollar cost stocks. You're going to look for stocks that are relatively penny stocks, which penny stocks are basically around $5 and under. And so you're going to be looking for that. So Sundial in particular, it was 33 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents. And so we're going to use 46 for the sake of this video, just as some examples so you kind of understand why that's important. Let's say, for example, you found Sundial at 40 cents and you decide to buy into it. Now, with most platforms, in particular like Webull, what they'll ask you to do is you have to buy at least 100 shares of this particular company because it's under $1. That's a stipulation that a lot of brokers have done now. Back when I first invested, you didn't have that stipulation, but now that is the stipulation or requirement for a lot of brokerages. So if you buy 100 shares of Sundial at 40 cents, for example, then how much is that? That's $40. So you're in there. You got 100 shares of Sundial at 40 cents. Now here comes the good part about what happened with Sundial. So Sundial recently ran up to about $4. I think it crossed over $4 and then started to come down. So now if you invested or traded, Sundial at 40 cents a share, you got 100 shares. Once it hits $4, that means your $40 will now change to $400. That's how much you would have in the market. So you would have turned your $40 into $400 just like that, in a matter of a few months. Okay, that's great, Joe, but how do I know when to sell or get out? Well, here's the thing. In between that time, you would have probably chosen, or you would want to choose something, where you're kind of taking profits before it gets that high. See, the name of the game is not necessarily to make the most amount of money, but more so just being able to make some profits. Because one of the things you're going to have to do with starting with a little bit of money is going to have to kind of scale your way up into making profits until you're able to buy more of different companies and different stocks and things like that. So let's say, for example, Sundial runs up to $1.50. That means your $40 is now $150. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Well, what if it was just $1? That means your $40 is now $100. You made $60. That's still pretty good. And so basically, let's say, for example, give yourself a rule of thumb. So whatever money you invest, are you looking to maybe make at least 50% more or 100% more? Meaning, are you looking to double it? Are you looking to maybe triple it? What are you looking to do? And so you can set parameters around that will actually protect you and help you with that to help you be able to actually make money when you are doing those trades. So then one of the things you can also do, let's say it gets to $1.50, like I used an example. Let's say it gets to $2 and you see your $40 now grow to $200. You can choose to take some of the money off the table, or you can sell all the way out, or you can just say, you know what, I'm going to sell half of my position. So half your position would now be, $100. So you decide to take out $100, and then the rest of it, you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to see whatever, let it do whatever. And if it goes up, great. If it doesn't, great. So then if it goes up to 400, you made more money. If it drops down, it's fine because you still have made a profit. So that's one strategy that you can do. And another thing that you could also do is you can place what you call a stop loss, or like some people call a trailing stop, as well as, or even just being able to, like on the Webull app, you'll see what it says is like a take profit button. And so what it does, gives you parameters. And those parameters will basically tell your account or whoever it is, it will tell them like, hey, once this stock reaches this amount, I want you to sell it. Once it reaches this amount, I want you to sell it, whether it's up or down, right? So basically you can do it to where you can take profits or not. So let's say that same model at 40 cents and you buy the stock. Well, if you were to set a price and say, well, I don't want to lose more money than it going down to 30 cents or 20 cents. So then you would set that low number at like 30 cents, for example, or 20 cents. And then you would say, I want to be able to take profits around $1.50. So, or let's say $1, right? So then you set that high number at $1. And so once you set that high number at $1, what's going to happen is if the price crosses either threshold, it's going to sell it. So what that does on the bottom end is that protects you from losing way more money than you need to. And what it does on the top end is it helps you to take profits whether you're paying attention to the stock or you don't, because in a matter of a minute or a second, something can happen and a stock can shoot up in a matter of seconds, or it can shoot down in a matter of seconds, and you not have enough time to react, and you can go and see that you've lost way more money than you wanted to, or you can go and see that like, oh wow, I made some money, right? Now, a good thing with these parameters is you can actually go in and you can change them. So let's say your 40 cents now gets up to 90 cents, and you're like, oh, I think I want to kind of maybe, make more profit. I don't want to sell it $1. Let me move it. You can actually change that parameter. So you could change that parameter. But let's say, for example, you change the parameter to like $1.50, right? And it goes up to like $1.40. Then you could also make sure that you change your bottom parameter, right? So instead of it being at 30, 40 cents, you can change it to say, let me move that number up. So now it's sure that I'm going to lock in profits one way or the other. And so you can move that bottom number up to whatever you want. Say you can move that up to $1.20, and the stock is sitting around $1.40, and you say, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move that number up to $2. So then you move that number up to $2. So then if it goes down, you still make profits because you set your parameter at like $1 or $1.20, right? So basically, that's a way to be able to actually protect yourself against risk, right? Because everybody says it's risky. Well, that's not as risky when you actually know how to protect yourself and put different parameters in, so you don't lose as much money, but then you're you're able to make money and make profits, whether you're being attentive to the stock or whatnot. And I think that's a really good thing and a good feature to utilize when you're starting to trade, no matter however much money you have. That's one of the things that you want to do, is be able to hedge against your risk like that. So always remember that it's not so much as it being risky, it's more so that your knowledge may be limited. So the more that you learn, then the less risk that you have. So just keep learning. It's like another saying that I have, that if you have any fears, just learn more about it and you'll see the fears go away. So now these are just some basic, simple strategies that can help you in getting into, being able to trade when you don't have a lot of money, as well as kind of helping you not to be able to lose a lot of money, and you can feel a little bit better, and it gives you an opportunity to learn as you're doing it at the same rate. Now, you guys let me know. I've gotten a lot of different, requests for, trade videos. Now, I don't do a lot of trades. I do, mostly just long-term investing. That's what I do. I don't have anything against trading. I just don't do a lot of trades. And so I've had a lot of people request about different trades. So guys, let me know if you want me to keep you guys updated on this video on the portfolio. Do you want me to give an update each week or bi-weekly? You let me know what would be helpful for you if you're trying to learn how to be a better trader, or just even being a better investor. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Y'all have a good one. Happy investing. Peace.